And also these engines are actually pretty reliable. So welcome guys for a new video here at CG Carworks, and I'm sitting in a Ferrari 328. Yeah, it is not too big actually. I touched my head and I'm 180, and yeah, it is a bit small but still okay. This week we have quite some Ferrari content for you. We have a couple of Ferraris and very exciting to work on them. I love these cars, and yeah, let's go and details and protect some lovely Ferraris. This one we have to dry ash clean. But next we are going to work also on a Ferrari 360 Spider, which we're going to do first. So let's see what we actually have, which kind of beautiful Italian cars are coming up. And also something Italian which is actually not a Ferrari. So stay tuned for all these cool cars this video. Also quite funny, in the 80s they had these Ferrari keys you can actually turn around, as you can see. Quite funny feature to have. I guess I did it that when you put the car in the ignition, you could turn it away, that you don't really knock it around with your knee. I guess that will be the reason I did it. I'm not really sure, but if you do know, let me know in the comments why they did that. So Ferrari 360, and main objective here is paint correction. It needs some heavy gloss, and that's the main objective here. So we're going to polish the paint, and we are lucky because it has never been polished heavily. But quite often with these cars, they polish them very often, since the paint is very soft. You don't have much paint left with these cars. But this one still have a lot of paint left, so between 150 microns to 180, sometimes 190. So luckily we have a lot to work with, so we can get a lot of finish out of it. And yes, maybe one of you maybe think 180, that's quite a lot. Yes, for Ferrari this is actually normal and standard. So with other cars, 150, 160 is max for original paint, but Ferrari is different. They are mostly always higher than 150s. They are different as all the other cars. So we're going to polish the paint and then put a wax on to make this actually very shiny. It's a very low mileage car, very beautiful car, and it really deserves a paint correction because the rest of the car looks absolutely amazing. So let's start. So nearly done detailing this engine bay, and we are now putting a ceramic coating on these side panels here. They are a bit dull looking in my opinion, therefore we put a ceramic coating in them to get a more deeper shine to it, a more deeper darker color. Very important in my opinion, because big piece of this engine bay. And I believe if you have the Sodala or even a carbon package, I guess these would be in carbon, but I'm not completely sure about that. But now we're putting the coating on to make sure these pieces have a nice deep dark look. So we have a 4-liter V8 with 400 brake horsepower, and you see the air intakes are really very close to the seats and your head, and very close to your ears, and therefore people say that the noise of the car is very noticeable, especially with this engine, because it's a very high revving engine that really comes alive above 5,000 RPM, and I believe the engine has max 8,500 RPM, so a really high revving engine. So when we look here, we see here the oil catch tank where you can fill up your oil, and you see these lines up there, they go to the catch tank that will probably be somewhere down here. And it will basically make sure when you, for example, brake very hard, the oil will all go there. Or you go to left, all the oil will there or there. This system will make sure the oil level stay consistent. Well, regarding how heavy you brake or which corner you take, it will be much safer for your engine. Otherwise, sometimes it happens when you go brake and all oil will gather there, and this side you don't really have any oil. So that could be very dangerous for your engine. We're now about to clean the leather. It will be a bit shiny, it should be a bit more matte, and we're going to use Gesso leather cleaner, the light one, and this sponge. You can also use a brush. A lot of people use a brush with hairs from horses, but should not use that, because then your leather gets even more shinier. You can then polish your leather. That should be perfect for your shoes, but not for your leather seats. So we're going to use this brush and the light interior cleaner to make the leather a bit more matte. So as you can see, we have a lot of dirt and leaves scattered here down below, which we are now going to clean up as well, because most people don't wash down there. So let's do that. And what we see now, as we close the top, we see that the window, the soft top window, is very unclear. You can't hardly see inside. But I tried to polish them, and you can clearly look out of them again. It's really dull looking. I don't know how that will happen. You can actually fix it normally with, I'm going to show you, just regular polish compound. Polish it. And it look like new again. You can actually see through it. Actually, it happened to be that I tried it from the outside, but it was not really from the outside. It's really from the inside, so you have to polish it mostly from the inside of your window, basically. So that's what I'm gonna do. I did one half. Now let's do the rest of it. So that is quite a difference. You can buy a lot of things to clean up these windows, but at the end, just use some regular color polish compound, a bit heavier one, not too light, and that will do the job. So let's go. I also see some oxidation from the outside, so I'm going to do the outside as well. And as final touch, we're going to put some de-restaurant tire dressing on these tires. So we actually have two separate rooms. One room where we're just detailing the 360 we only use for clean work, and here the workshop is basically very dusty, dry ice cleaning, and is more the dirty part of the whole workshop actually. And coming back to the workshop, as you just saw, we have a beautiful Ferrari 328 GTS. So the GTS is basically, so you see here GTS, you had a removable targa top. That's basically the GTS means actually. And I believe most of these cars, the 328, are mostly ordered in the Targas, and you had also coupes, but I think they are built less than the Targas. Most people ordered the Targa, so far as I believe. And as you can see, we do not have an engine. And we completely dry ice cleaned the whole underbody, and especially the engine bay and suspension, that it all looks very clean before the engine comes back in the car. And we're not only missing the engine, we're also missing the bonnet. So here the engine bonnet is gone, it's a very big one, and here you have your luggage basically with this leather thing you can zip down, but you have to remove the engine bay to get to your luggage area, which is actually not too bad. It's big enough for on holiday, I would say. And obviously the beautiful round Ferrari headlight, backlights here, beautiful looking. Normally 4 exhaust in the back, but we actually don't have them. The engine that was in here is a V8, a 3.2 liter V8, compact build I would say, and also put in this way and not that way. So that's why it actually fits. And also very cool design wheels. I love the wheels of this car. And the 328 is basically the follow-up model of the 308, which is also a beautiful car, and it is just a slightly more modern looking at it. And obviously the beautiful pop-up headlights, you always need them. They are very, very cool. And here we also have some, not really luggage, because we have a separate wheel there and a fan, so you can't really put anything in here. So really the area there in the back is your only luggage space. So that's not so much. And then here the door handle popped up very easy. And looking at the interior, is a very cool 80s design. Obviously a beautiful manual gearbox, dog leg actually, so the first gear is here at the back, dog leg gearbox, and these very cool funny looking buttons, very small. You don't have to have big fingers, but this basically you put down your heat, I believe. We don't have a battery in, but you can see then lights going up and down. Very cool design. And these buttons, I believe you also see in the 348, and I believe these are straight out of the 40. So the 308 had these funny other switches, and these are for the time a bit more modern, I would say. A beautiful Momo steering wheel, of course, and very cool black leather. And what actually also very quirky and funny looking is this, funny looking handle with in the back these switches for the windows. And I believe if you have the earlier or the later model, you also have here this the handle to open your door. But in this one, we have it here. So I guess it is a later model or an earlier one. I'm not completely sure. You probably do know in the comments what this is for the earlier or the later one. And yeah, don't look too close because we are now dry ice cleaning the car. It is very dusty. We tape everything off, but yeah, dust travels to everything. So this will probably be detailed to the next level, but for now it is a bit dusty. But yeah, that's the last bit that they're probably going to do after they build in the engine. And also what is quite funny is these mirrors, or actually two mirrors, and they look very cheap, and therefore they put a very exclusive Ferrari logo on, and now it is looking very expensive. Quite funny detail actually. And yeah, we actually completely treated the underbody of this car, and these old Ferraris, they use some kind of brown wax, and which we actually figured out what to use and added the original brown wax back on the underside of the car. And yeah, that's now really nicely looking again, very fresh, not new. It is not a new car, but it is looking very, very nice. And here we have something very funny as well. We have here a lock, and you open that and you have this funny looking door with your window, and now not here, but normally you can fill up your fuel tank up here. Very funny thing. And the other side is the same, otherwise the other side you can't fill up anything, and it's only for, I guess, cleaning your window. I guess from the inside you can look out, but from the outside you don't really see that as a window. Yeah, you have to look very closely, and if you do know, you know that there's a window, but it is very hard to find the window there. So very cool, funny feature of this 80s Ferrari. So this car is now waiting to be picked up by its owner and to be finished. They're going to build in the engine again and make this car absolutely running, beautiful condition. And yeah, we really enjoyed this project. So forward 2 days now, and we have another Italian car. The Ferrari 360 is gone and is delivered. We have another very special Italian car, which is not a Ferrari, but is actually very close. We have this beautiful Alfa Romeo. For the people that don't know what this is, I'm going to show you what this actually is. This is an Alfa Romeo GTV6 2.5. So here, seeing all the stickers that are still left here in the engine bay. And of course, when you dry ice clean an engine bay, you have to make sure you don't hit them, because when you hit these stickers with dry ice, they will be gone. They are very old, especially here, this one as well. We completely detailed them by hand. There's not much left, but it's still there. That's very important. So this engine is very original, very cool, and actually no rust so far I can see, because yeah, these Alphas were known of rust, but this one, not really. So maybe this is to prove that this is all gossip, and Alphas are actually very sturdy, good cars. And what I also found interesting, this is basically a transaxle system. So you actually have the gearbox in the back, which you can actually look at. You don't really have the car on the lift, but I'm going to show you anyway. Going down there, you have the Dion system. So we have here the gearbox. And what's actually very cool is that we have here the brake discs. So they're not with the wheels normally here, but they put them up there for better weight distribution. Very interesting system, especially for the time this was pretty nice. Especially for the time this was very, very different. Basically, the transaxle system is the same as you had with the Porsche 924 and Porsche 944, but they did actually still the brakes with the wheels. And yeah, that's a very cool feature of this Alfa. Also looking at the interior, we're going to look at that as well. We have these beautiful cloth seats, very soft seats with this really 80s headrests, and also the design of this is just amazing. Look at these clocks. They did really their best. And if you look closely, we have 12,369 kilometers on the clock. So is it true? Is it really the mileage? Well, I don't know, but looking at the car, at the condition, it might well be true actually, because the underbody is very nice, the engine bay, the interior, all the bits and pieces really comes together. So it could be actually true, that mileage. So very, very interesting. Very cool 80s car. And looking at the wheels, the design is absolutely very amazing. Although for cleaning, this is an absolute nightmare. Getting all in between those edges. I mean, Really Italian design, very cool, but for cleaning it's an absolute nightmare actually. And we also see yellow headlights, and let me know in the comments. I actually thought it was only for French cars, but I'm not completely sure. Maybe this was normal because we have a few stickers on the car that say that the car is really Dutch, from all Dutch dealership here in the neighborhood. So this could be actually that those yellow headlights will be original with all the cars. I hope you enjoyed this Italian video, and hope to see you next week for some other cool projects that are coming up. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.